guys, today we're at iRoll Auto. Glad that iRoll Auto have us, and this is the all-new S60 T8 R-design. And I'm quite glad that Volvo Cars Malaysia has bring in the R-design, because this target audience obviously must be the guys who are shopping for at a budget of around 300,000, looking for rivals like the C300 AMG line, BMW G20 330i. And I must say, this proportion of price range, I would say, is the best leverage. 295,000, 296,000, and I can tell that from Volvo's strategy of waiting the G20 CKD and launching this R-design, T8 is a very best buy in terms of the guys who are shopping for this segment. Not only that, it has 407 horsepower, 640 Newton meters of torque, 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds. This car is crazily fast, man, on paper, because what position of this car is intended to compete with the BMW M340i, which hasn't been launched in Malaysia, and the C43 facelift, priced at around 421,000. At 295,000, 400 horsepower, this car is definitely the best buy that you can have. It has everything a Volvo has. It has pilot assist, the full IntelliSafe features that comprises of blind spot information, warning, pilot assist, 360-degree camera, road mitigation, lane keep assist, everything, you name it. So it rivals the C43, the C300, the BMW G20. Doesn't have all these specs, but price ranges from 288,000 to 305,000 for your rivals. Positioning at around 300,000, this Volvo definitely kills its rivals. Yes. So let's have a deep walk around. It has Conti Premium Contact 6 235/40 series 19-inch tire. Why you might be thinking the Premium Contact 6 is not the most high performance tires out there, but I'm thinking of Volvo Cars Malaysia position this wheel with 19-inch and this slightly lower performance tire, a touring tire I would say, paired with this R-design suspension. It actually doesn't overkill the ride comfort, based on my opinion, because I haven't get the chance to actually test drive this car because it was not available due to shipment delay and whatnot. And based on my experience with the G20 330i, the G20 definitely has a firmer ride because of the passive suspension, and from what BMW claims that they intended to design the G20 to be a more driver-oriented car, hence the very firm ride. And Volvo's putting in 19-inch with R-design, but with a slightly less performance tire, but I would say it's a very great proportion. And look at the rims, it's so beautiful. Okay, and look at the tall hammers headlamp. It doesn't blend like the SC60 entirely but it does protrude here. And this R-design trim has I would say, gloss black, and this trim design is very perfect. And let's go to the rear. I mean, from pictures, right, I do appreciate the design of the rear of the S60 R-design, but in real, you know, this body colored fender here, I don't quite like it personally, but this is my personal opinion. Nonetheless, it's a very pretty car. And look at the lines. Let me close these doors. Look at the lines here. We have It's quite surprising that they come up with this design, because look at the shoulder line here. It supposedly cuts here, so it goes to the end, but seems like it flows, then another line is coming out, then flows to the tail light, and blends into the rear design. And let me see. Yeah, you just have one sole interior color charcoal black thingy. I'm not a favorite of it, but contrast with the exterior color, this color is very nice. I don't know what is the color, you can find out your own. And coming inside, you know what, the seats, oh, look at this red. Someone would not be a very favor of this red color, but I would say because of our design, this is designed to be a sporty car, so hence explaining the, but you can turn it, I guess. And I'm not sure how to turn the driving display, so typical Volvo frameless, rear view mirrors, sensors, touch screen, everything is on this screen. Now let me talk about the drawback of this car. Is you got a touch screen, and while you are driving, it's not very safe to do so. You might get distracted by the screen, but nevertheless, why Volvo is doing this? Because everyone in the industry is transiting to touch screen, and I will say, having using this system in my previous test drive with the Volvo, I will say that it's quite easy to use, and I do not need any further explanation on this part here. You can check it out your own. And why Volvo is doing this is because they have pilot assist, full pilot assist, level 2 semi-autopilot system. And while you are driving, you are activating pilot assist, and you want to change the air conditioning, or you want to tune your channels, everything, right? It's quite easy to do so, because what we have here is, when you are activating pilot assist, you get to touch the screen for like few seconds, then you put on your attention back to the steering wheel and the vision in front. So it's quite a smart way of integrating the driving system with the sensors touchscreen. And not only that, you have a voice command which is very accurate. Once you press this button here, then you can change it. Say you want to change the temperature of the air conditioning to like, let's say 23 degrees, then fan speed level 4, then it will actually appear and help you out. Aside from that, you have head-up display, which is quite new in this segment here. No one in its competitors has head-up display, nor having Harman Kardon sound system, which supposedly appearing as an option in the BMW G20 330i worldwide, not in Malaysia. And Mercedes C300 has the Burmester, but the Burmester is in a mediocre sound quality. And the fit and finish, not as good as the 90 series, but you know what, this is full leather here, soft touch materials. When you have the flick thingy, your hands won't hurt. Soft touch, more soft touch here. And look at the center console. I believe my Galaxy Note 8 will fit here. Let me try. Yeah, it fits perfectly. And as what you have seen in Bobby's video, I guess you guys very quite familiar, and Bobby has recently put a wireless charger in between here in his XC90. So it's a smart way of, you know, putting your phones. But I'm afraid that there's no compartment here, no storage area, and because of T8, the battery is underneath here, so you get quite a shallow space for putting your cards, everything. No tissue box here like the SC40, but it's fine because the storage area is quite okay. I would say not the best, but you can fit small bottles here, your So we have quite a shallow space here, but you can still put small bottles nonetheless. And the seat is very comfortable here. Very comfortable. It's called a nubuck leather. You won't having a backache during a long journey. It's very comfortable, designed by orthopedic, not unlike BMW G20s, because when I drove the G20 for like 15 minutes, I found my back is quite pain, I would say, quite irritating, because I did set the lumbar support, but it's not a very good support for the BMW G20 seat, because everything built, fit and finish in the Volvo is quite good. And you have this panel roof. Why we have panel roof here is because this car is fully imported from USA, South Carolina, Spartanburg, and you have the panel roof. So I like the panel roof a lot because in this dark interior, it will make your car feels more airy. So this driving position is my driving position, and look at the back. Plenty of leg room, and headroom wise, okay, I would say okay, but because I'm 167 centimeters, so I'm not too tall, you can't be taking my views as saying that this car is very spacious. No, it's quite sufficient for Asian guys. And look at the seats. Yeah, it was adjusted to the previous position. Yes, yeah, because there's a memory seat and electrically powered. And let's go to here. Due to the battery underneath, you don't have an area to route the aircon vents to the rear, but you do get B pillars aircon vents, which is very good, because I have experienced a car with rear aircon vents. In here, I'll call it a balls blower, because it either blew into my balls or blew into my leg. It doesn't actually, create a very good escalation. And the rear seat is surprisingly comfortable. Let's jump to the middle seat. Yeah, it's slightly raised, but it's still sufficient, because I'm a very fat guy, I would say, and I found myself sitting into this position is very comfortable. And I guess in a long journey, it might be a squeeze for the tree at the back, but if someone is slightly slimmer, slightly thinner, it's very comfortable. You drive this car for like 6 to 8 hours non-stop and without feeling tired, because you have pilot assist, and these comfortable seats will make you feel cocoon inside here. So I think one thing I need to point out here is it doesn't have booster seat, unfortunately, but it has ISOFIX. Yeah, I was quite surprised why we don't have booster seats here, because in the XC60 you do have a booster seat, but it's nice enough. So that's the interior. So in the XC60, someone has mentioned that this entire aluminum piece is one piece panel, but to actually connect them, you have to have the connection, and they put in, I don't think put in the Swedish flag there, so I believe it's a one piece panel here. Yeah, everyone was saying that the seat is very comfortable. It's very comfortable. Yeah, it's covered in leather, so I get out from other side, not disturbing someone else. So did I miss out anything? Let me check. I think I did miss out this part here. Is a setting chrome design. It doesn't has the curve like the 90 series, like which mimics the P180. And you have the Volvo already, the logo here already turned in line with with the Volvo logo. And so in short, I would say this car, looking forward to test this car out because back-to-back driven the C300 and G20. I believe the G20 definitely gets overkill without having active suspension, and the ride is terribly firm. The C300 is a nice sport, nice to have, very comfortable, very fast car. Not a very fast car, I would say it's sufficient for Malaysian roads, but having 400 horsepower with electrification in the S60 is the best buy at 295,000 because the C300 was cost at 305,000 with less horsepower, 258 horsepower, 100-ish, 150 horsepower-ish less. This car definitely is a beast. Oh, I did forgot about this part. There's a, the design, the curves here, right? It acts like a mini spoiler because this part is curved, and it makes the car thinking like having a spoiler. So and another thing the rivals don't have is the pilot assist. Although the C300 has blind spot assist, lane departure warning, but it doesn't assist, and the G20 is typically, I would say, core song spec. This car definitely is a go. And yeah, so let's have a final walk around. And do note that this car doesn't have air suspension as well. So look at the headlights. These are full LED headlights. I'm not too sure whether it has the matrix LED, but I believe it should have, based on the specs given. Yeah, so gonna cut out, and cheers guys.